going, aren't you?
No, now I am.
Okay, so the first thing it says is put my name on the end. What's the second thing that it says?
Draw a line.
Draw a line where?
3 inches.
3 inches from the end. So I'm going to make a measurement. 3 inches from the end. Get my magic marker out. I'm going to make a mark on it. Okay. Now what?
Draw. It says like draw a line all the way around.
Go all the way around. Okay.
Already had your name on it.
Pretty good. All right. Now what?
I know. Put your name on it.
My name's already on there.
I don't know. There's instructions up. Now you got to. What do you expect?
Put the bender arrow on the line, embed the conduit so the handle is pointing straight up.
Did I not measure this first? When am I measuring this? You guys have been measuring this.
First.
Oh, that you're supposed to measure it like the
Okay,
first
I'm
step.
gonna go back in time a little bit, 'cause I don't wanna miss that step. That would mess this whole thing up. I'm gonna measure to see how long this is. Y'all's are supposed to have been like 120 inches or really close to it. This one's 63 and a half. Somebody wanna write that down for me? 63 and a half. Then what? Then I put the arrow on here. What's next? Somebody got one of those lab sheets? What do I do after the line? Goes all the way around, nice and pretty.
Put the bender arrow on the line, and then embed the conduit so the handle is pointing straight up.
Put the arrow on the line. Okay. Got the arrow. This is the manufactured arrow, not the arrow that somebody drew on there, okay? And then use the bend it until the bender handle is straight up. Give me that level, would you?
You're gonna do it so perfect.
I'm gonna use a lot of foot pressure so that I don't collapse this conduit and doesn't kink it, okay? Until the bender handle is straight up.
Wow.
Because if you just try to get some
Oh wow, that's why we need to
Now there's something called spring back. This conduit doesn't want to be bent. It wants to stay in its original shape. So when I get done bending this, it's going to try and spring back a little bit. So I have to overbend everything just a little bit. Okay, now what? According to the instructions.
Now continue bending the conduit until the end of the conduit with your name on it is pointing straight up.
Okay. So even though I did all that, it doesn't really matter. I'm not making a measurement. I'm just going to bend this until the end of the conduit straight up. Lots of foot pressure. I let off. Oh, it sprang back a little bit too much. Boom. Okay, now what?
Take out the
Looks
bender
good, bro.
against the square.
Okay. This here edge of this table, I'm going to consider that this table is probably square. Scooch up a little bit. I'm going to put it on here. See that it's square. Oh yeah. Now what?
Now make a measurement from the back of each side of the 90. Write down each measurement nearest 160.
Okay, so I'm going to make a measurement
And then
from the
add-
back of
add the
this
two
to the end of that. Let me put this back on this square. I'm at 58 3/4. Write that down to me, Bill. 58 3/4. And this measurement is 7 1/4. Now what?
Says subtract the original length of the conduit from this number and put the total here. So before that, you add both
Okay. So I'm gonna add both of those numbers together really fast. 58 3/4 plus 7 1/4. 58 3/4 is right there. 7 1/4 is right there. So it comes out to be 66 inches even. Okay? 66 inches. Now what? Subtract that original length from that amount. 63 and a half.
Yes.
That gives me what? 2.5 inches. So that 2.5 inches, when I subtract that, is the amount of gain. Gain is the amount that I gained when I did that. This conduit was 2.5 inches shorter than both this measurement from there to the back and from there to the back. When I bent this, it kind of cuts the corners. When you bend it, it cuts the corners. And I had that much gain. So I just learned how much gain is in this.
And then that's where the lab
I'm glad you can't see. I'm glad you
Mostly. And so also, since I want to know if this bender is accurate, this mark to the back of this bend was supposed to be 5 inches. And it looks like it was 4 1/8. Okay. No, yeah. So it's not quite right. That's probably why somebody drew that extra little arrow on there. Okay. Thanks, Jake.